think you're up to, Kincaid?
Vivica stormed into the office, slamming a small sheaf of papers down on the desk he was currently occupying. Alex grinned up at her. Surprised? You can thank me any time. I'm happy to be of service.
Thank you? You're lucky I don't kill you! How on earth did you pull this one off anyhow?
She eyeballed him, waving the papers in front of his nose. The ferry ticket was poking out of the top. Fair trade. Mostly. And now, you and I both get a well-deserved vacation. He beamed.
There's a hurricane going on, Alex. I'm not going out to that island now.
Relax, he cut in. In a few days, it'll all be over, and there won't be anything out there other than sunshine and people in swimsuits. Alex tried to placate her.
Seriously, Alex, what's the deal? Why are we tripping out to this island instead of Davy? He lives there. Well, Millie does anyway. Why not let him handle it?
Alex turned and gave her a direct look. I swapped with him, he said. And if you want an honest answer, it's because I don't want to go back to the preserve. I want to go out to a tropical island, have some drinks, fool around a bit, and maybe have some fun, if I can figure out what that is. I think it involves swimming. I wouldn't know anymore, Viv.
Don't they have a lake at the preserve?
She asked sarcastically. They don't wear bikinis at the lake, he teased, shrugging.
You are unbelievable! And you're dragging me along on this pleasure cruise, why?
You had to come with me either way. I go, you go. But you know, I really did you a big favor. He raised his eyebrows at her.
Favor?
She flapped her arms at him.
How do you figure that?
Vivi? He leaned in and looked at her directly. Walk down to Wally's office and ask him to show you a photograph of the new construction site at the preserve. Davy and I were all the way at the top. Both of us. Go look at that and think about it a moment. Come back, and if you still want to go to the preserve, I'll call up Davy and tell him the whole thing's off. She could tell he was bluffing, but curiosity got the better of her. She flounced down the hall to Wally's office. She returned minutes later.
I am really looking forward to that beach.
That's the spirit. The trade had come about a couple of days earlier. Alex had been sulking. He was to go back out to the preserve once the construction had finished and move the control equipment from the old tower to the new one. He felt that if there was a way to articulate how much he really did not want to do that, it would involve more than words. He'd been planning on going over it with Davy anyway, so the two were having lunch at his place when the call came in that the storm buffeting the island had caused a partial outage there. Great, Davy sighed. I really don't feel like making that trip just yet. I've been on that ferry 100 times in the last few months. Not that it hasn't been worth it. He beamed over his shoulder, in the direction of the front room where Millie, Stella, and Darryl were currently lounging, to give the two of them privacy. Millie had been through twice already, though, making inroads on the muffins. Davy hadn't been paying too much attention, having turned a blind eye to her recently non-standard eating habits. But the conversation momentarily came to a halt when Davy and Alex heard Rin admonishing her mother.
Mom, you can't eat ketchup by itself! Mom! Mom, hand it over! Put it down! Don't hiss at me! That is uncalled for, Mom! Go get a muffin!
Davy grinned at Alex. I love that woman, he said with a dreamy look on his face. Alex opened his mouth and closed it again. He'd been going to make a comment, but decided not to before realizing again that he was envious of Davy, only slightly. He did not begrudge him his happiness, and he was pleased for his friend's good fortune.
Mom, I swear!
Davy looked at Alex. Maybe we should take them some muffins. Alex chuckled, rising from his chair. They carried the trays around the room, Millie daintily plucking one of the muffins Alex offered off the plate, popping it into her mouth, and chewing happily. Well, guys, Davy said ruefully, looks like I'm going to have to take a little trip. Wind's knocked something on the tower loose.
Aww.
General dismay. Suddenly, Alex had a thought. This was an opportunity.